Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to get underway here, and you can see Championship Select is underway. Of course, we do have that bug, unfortunately, in the picks and bans. We will be able to keep them for you, though. You can see Katerina was banned out by the Copenhagen Wolves. They didn't want none of that backdoor in action.
Yeah, not out of XPK. The Lux as well, which actually can go well towards both mid players. They've been practicing that quite a bit. We've seen Frog playing her quite a bit as well. Yep. Even I think even a couple times in NALCS. I'm not 100% sure on that, but overall, very strong champion, very bursty, and if you can land your full combo, you're gonna kill the AD carry, or at least someone squishy on the team.
Well, and KL and Nidalee also being banned out, so kind of standard bans so far. Let's say Nidalee not really that much of a standard ban.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, we saw XPK player mid lane and Katowice, with just the poke you can do from the damage, you can really, create an opportunity for your team. You're not about, a hard engage. You're about hitting that one spear to open up a whole team fight for you to make it pretty much a 5-on-4.
There it is, the Thresh ban. You can't quite see it on your screen. It's something we expected to see coming in here. And, the fact that we are on 3.02 Thresh is enabled. We didn't see a great deal of it in the North American League Championship Series over the last 2 days. We saw it, I think, maybe make 1 or 2 appearances.
I think
it was banned quite a few times, but there wasn't that many really that made great use of it. I think the one time it did get picked, they lost.
Yeah, and the one, well, actually, there was also one game with CLG where it wasn't banned or picked, which is kind of interesting to see. And I mean, hopefully we see in the EU LCS just how effective he really can be.
Yeah, and the final ban coming in, it was Vi, so Vi off your screen there. So, looking like Xin Zhao is going to get selected for the Copenhagen Wolves. We will be seeing Sven Skeren on that one. I expect it to be the jungler.
Yeah, we haven't really seen him play that kind of jungler just yet. I mean, he's playing a little bit of Elice, playing a lot of Cho'Gath lately. So if he can pull something off big here with Xin, it's going to really, kind of create some waves, because Xin is one of those junglers now that's just everyone wants to play. He's either going to be picked or banned, most likely, because he's so strong, especially if you build that lock of the Iron Solari and then the ultimate on top of that. And it looks like we are going to see a Volibear, which, Dynaprox obviously did make kind of known in week 1 and did exceptionally well with him minus 1 game. But still, that's going to be a really scary when you pair that in with a Shen, because that's already a really tanky lineup. You have a flip, you have a taunt, and if you have some damage to back that up, it's going to be very dangerous to be on the other team.
So what are we expecting Copenhagen Wolves to select against this one? Maybe a top laner. They see that it's going to be Shen. They know that's going to be the top lane. Will they go for the AD carry and support, though?
I wouldn't be surprised to actually see a support come out. Deficio, he doesn't play too many champions. Actually, well, so far we've seen he's played a lot of Lulu, a lot of Sona, and so Sona's always one of those safe kind of supports you can pick up if you're not exactly sure what the other team is going yet. So I wouldn't be, really surprised. That top lane, I mean, they obviously could pick it up, but maybe they want to lock in an AD carry on top of their support just to secure that bottom lane, security and longevity throughout the entire game.
Well, I'm glad they're going to secure it with longevity and security.
Longevity and security.
It is going to be Singed and Sona looking like it's going to get locked in. Yes, it will do. So maybe, the practice that I just saw Renrated doing with his 5 Doran Blade Sona, they were fearful of that.
That sounds legit. That really sounds legit. But yeah, Singed, he's been getting a lot of play lately in LCS. We've seen Kiwi Kid from Dignitas playing him quite a bit, actually pretty much bossing his lane around every single time. He keeps that lane pushed up, but we'll see how Godbro actually does with him in that top lane. But we do have Leona, we do have Misfortune locked in, a very aggressive bot lane. It's a very strong initiate out of Leona if you can land, if you can thread the needle, as I believe that was Riventon saying. And then you have the taunt, you have the flip behind that, so they have really good control, but they really need a strong AP mid lane right now to round off their entire team. For Wolves, though, they still have the AP mid, they still have their AD carry to pick up here, and it's really going to confirm or really solidify what kind of strategy they're going to go for here, because they have that flip, they have a slow and knock up, but beyond that, they didn't really have too much yet in terms of damage. But at least being sat on with that percent damage to be very strong. Has a really good mobility. You can use your repel to get away. You can use your cocoon as well to CC someone down. But at Tess, I'm thinking he might go for an Ezreal here, because you need someone with that jump. You need to be able to get away from Leona. You need to be able to get away from Volibear.
If they do select Elice, what lane is going to be in? Because you'd expect Singed to be the top. Xin Zhao is going to be jungle. Do you think they're going to see a mid lane Elice here? Yeah,
we've seen it happen a couple times. I mean, it's a strong champion. You kind of build a little bit more AP than you normally would in that top lane. But we'll see how well Bjergsen can play it. I mean, I haven't. I talked to him a little bit about the champions he's been practicing on, but I don't know if Elice is necessarily one of them. But then again, she's not really a super hard champion to play. But
exactly,
if you master her, you can do some amazing things.
Qs. Okay, so what do we expect Fnatic to come out here? It's going to be their final mid laner. Twisted Fate, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, that had a lot of CC, really easy ganks on the bottom lane, but he's not really a super strong AP in terms of damage. We've seen Progan playing him, I believe that was last week, and he was just split pushing and just farming up as much as possible. But I don't know, I think they really need some sort of strong AP mid. A reset would actually, that actually would work out extremely well if you can get that 1 kill but you have to make sure to go at the right time. But Xpeke is one of those players where he's so experienced, he knows when to go in, he knows when to get out, and he can really make that work.
Going, yeah. And of course, you know, I'm thinking back to Intel Extreme Masters, the finals. Obviously, we are a year away from it now, just next week. But we see Leona in there. Leona was one of the champions that N-Rated was really famous for. Before Crepo sort of highlighted it, he was the strongest Leona champion player that I can think of.
Yeah, actually, I think I talked to him over this week, and he was saying, you know, he only needs to practice a couple supports because he knows those champions so well that he's not really going to miss his skill shots. He knows exactly what to build, what to rune for exactly, and how to outplay his lane opponent. And Leona is one of those champions which he doesn't, you know, practice too much, but he still is exceptionally good at, just like you're saying, playing him last year over at CBIT. And I'm really, really scared of this bottom lane. That misfortune damage, you have the stacking damage off for W, and then you have the passive damage off Leona. It's really going to put a hurting onto this bottom lane. But Wolves, they do have that sustain in their lane because
we can see him. It's going to go around. We are at that 3.5 minute mark. It's the standard time. These guys got to expect it.
Oh, we do have though Svenskjærsen coming up towards the top side. You know something's up, but that was such a good ping that you mentioned that N-Rated put down. The gank is going down the top lane. Godbro's going to be very careful here.
He's going in for it. Ghost was popped there, but Svenskjærsen does come around. It's Svenskjærsen, and now it is the target, and they will be first blood. But N-Rated gets flipped in towards the turret. He didn't lay down any damage. He is going to walk away with low hit points, and now Godbro is into all sorts of trouble. Cyanide's going to get in there. He has got the flip back up. The cooldown will be available. He goes rushes in for it. YellowStar's going to land another shot. It will be the double kill, and there is YellowStar picking it up.
Giant spelled on Shen. Let's go for it. But we do have Cyanide visiting the top side. We do have N-Rated going in with the Shen ultimate.
N-Rated has gone in, gone aggressive. He's taken the stock. Stan United comes in as well. They're onto Diffusio. Lots of turret damage coming in. It's a 5-man pile-on party for Fnatic in the top, and there is the double kill for Peke that I was talking about.
Yeah, that's the snowball he needs right now. He already has an Amp Tune with that 41 CS. He's keeping in touch with that mid lane. We do have a Dragon potentially going to be started off to kind of cancel out that turret being gone, but still the damage is done. Picking up those 2 kills, picking up a turret on top of that. It's really creating a nice gold lead for Fnatic.
And there you go. So Peke has returned to that mid lane, going to keep the pressure on. They realize, of course, that the Dragon will go down. They're going to try and pressure on. Yeah. They're going to continue down on towards the inner turret.
On their part, they might lose the second turret on the top side, and that would be completely counterproductive for them, but it looks like we will have Sona and Caitlyn return back to that lane in time. Oh, actually, they might just straight up get it and even dive him if they're going to stick around.
Well, it's a 4-man push, and there it is. Stan United comes in. The test gets caught out, gets flipped out, gets the exhaust down. Cyanide will finish him off, and that was the test going down, and that surely might be the inner turret getting reacted to, and that could well be devastating for the Wolves. You know, they were good, they were wise to go for the Dragon, but honestly, I'm not sure if it's working out. They're continuing to push the bottom lane, though, so they might be able to counter this. So the Giants belt starting to stack out. We do see Cyanide in that top lane at the moment, but yeah, look at the CS. Oh, we do see a dive here on towards Bjergsen. Is it going to be enough? One more hit should finish it off. Can they flash through? Oh, he's repelled, but he's going to land back down there. He's going to be picked up. It's Peke that gets it. Oh, and he manages to Shumpo away as well.
Oh, in the meantime, he actually had a kill go down in the top lane.
1-for-1 kill from Cyanide on towards the AD carry. That's not a good sign.
And he took no damage from that either. I mean, his passive is still currently up as he stayed there for a good couple of minutes, but we do have Bjergsen coming in from the side. I don't really think he can take Cyanide on. We see the Shumpo coming out. He doesn't know what's coming.
He's going to get the Shumpo. The Stan United comes down. He's going to have to repel away, but he will drop exactly where he stands, and that's immediately straight away taunted out. And Cyanide picks up another kill. Peke comes around. The test taken solo, flashes through, picks up a kill. Shumpo's back across on towards Godbro. Godbro running for his life. Remember, he's already used Ghost, and the Peke is going to continue driving it on down the bottom lane as well. They're going to continue driving on the turrets. Fnatic starting to shred the Copenhagen Wolves. The poor little puppies are back in their cages.
I know, even teleport coming back onto this top side. They want to take this turret down ASAP. It's already 9-0, and the gold lead is insane at this point. Fnatic looking so solid, like that whole week of rest they had. They used to train.
We thought it may well be a difference. We saw it with CLG, of course, in the North American leagues. They struggled with their week off, but Fnatic seem to have used it to great example. So as being chased on, flippity-floppity from Cyanide. He gets flipped. He gets the turret hit. He could go down, the ace in the hole, but no, he still stands around. Finally, the 500 gold kill goes across to Godbro.
4,000 gold to his counterpart who's at 3,000. And that is so many wards, and it creates so many opportunities for your team if you can use them effectively, which he has been doing, but he does go in.
He dives straight in there, and a flash comes straight out, but it's going to be bullet time. Flashed across, N-Rated is going to get taken very low and dropped by the turret there. Bjergsen picks up the kill. Soaz, though, goes straight in and takes down Bjergsen. They are back onto the turret. It will be an inner turret for Fnatic, so despite the fact they've gone 1-for-1, they will pick up yet another objective.
Yeah, 1-for-1. They got the turret, and they lost their support for the mid lane of Wolves. That was really really good trade on their part. And for them, they don't, or he doesn't have a lot of magic resist, so Bjergsen will do a lot of damage, but they do go in onto him.
They put everything onto Soaz, and well, he just takes it and shadow dashes away. We saw Nick Godbro trying to go in there. The teleport comes in. It's going to be Peke. It's going to be Cyanide, but flipped straight away. Nicely done. Sunflower comes out. They flip him back in there, and Godbro goes down. Tanky or not, it's going to be a dead singed.
That really was a great play by Wolves, though, to engage that, because they knew it was a 5-on-3. Just unfortunate for them, they didn't have the damage they needed to kill Soaz, because that just alone that giant spell gave them the health they needed to really survive. But if they would have picked him off, they easily would have had that fight in their favor. And now they're going to be pressured here on this top turret. They really can't afford to let it go, but they kind of have to with how low it is already.
Well, here we go. They're going to dive in. There's nothing they can do to stop this turret going down. You can see Cyanide tried to make a play there, but couldn't quite get close enough to test. Trying desperately to keep some damage on them, but it's not happening. Can they pick up any exit kills? No. They're going to set for it. They're trying to bait it out, trying to guess it. They're not seeing Soaz back off, though, so Godbro, with that teleport available, he can join the party whenever he pleases. They do need some wards for him to get in on, though. And that's exactly what Wolves are trying to do. We've seen this before. They do manage to put the Leona ultimate. It's Bjergsen that got caught out there. Immediately gets flipped back into the team, repels away, tries to join his team. There's not a lot of concentrated damage, but there's Peke. He comes through, gets the one, gets the second, trying to go towards Svenskar, and that's going to be YellowStar that picks up the kill. Shadow Dash straight on towards Godbro. Godbro goes down. It's a triple kill for Peke.
And that just shows how much...
the poison. Oh, he just survives.
Yeah, the thing is, the Wolves, they need to engage, but they can't really afford to do it when Fnatic has Baron Bow, so they need to wait for it to dissipate away. But the thing is, they might lose 2 or 3 inhibitors because of that, and there's really not a point.
They've managed to go in. They've got the Shadow Dash across. The turret goes down. They flip Godbro once again. He is the highest hit point person, though. N-rated still hanging on in. Bullet time comes across. Repel from Bjergsen. Easy for me to say. Does go down. Not going to get away. It's a double kill for Peke, and surely the game for Fnatic. It's a 4-2, sorry, exchange. Of course, that inhibitor already down in the top lane. That means there's going to be giant waves of minions coming in. And Fnatic will take the first win of the day in Week 3 of the League Championship Series.
And it really seems like Fnatic had a playbook for the Wolves right there. They shut them down early game. They kept shutting down in the mid game and late game. They just played it so perfectly. Fnatic looking very strong, picking up their first win of week number 3.
Zhonya's from Peke on the fountain dive. Well, that's what we like to see. So there they are on your screen. They are the champions. They are the victors. And that is their first win. Of course, they do play Evil Geniuses later in the day. That will be the last game. But wow, good start from Fnatic. And the Copenhagen Wolves have something to think about again. It's 0-6 for them now. And we see the sportsmanship between these teams. Always good to see. Teams do manage to congratulate one another.